So, Matt, and we are live.
Woohoo! Live.
Local support. Dockerization. Video 3. Part 3.
Part 3 of the same day.
Yeah. It's Matt. Yesterday, yes. What was the name Mike yesterday? You remember that name? Matt.
You had a nickname.
No, you don't have to remember.
It's okay not to remember.
Yeah, it's okay not to.
Yeah, in face.
Yes.
Okay, so.
Actually, I'm glad you don't remember.
Yeah, but I'll remember.
Yeah. And you have to let us know.
Let's say that I need to run this command, and I should try remove this. Remove the. Should I walk through these other commands or remove first the. What was this thing? Command Dockerise. Should I remove this first?
So this doesn't seem to be exporting this thing to my Google Calendar for some reason.
Can you share your screen?
Sure. Where are you guys? Where are you guys? Okay. You're here. And I can share my screen. So that we don't forget important meetings. So I've come here and I've clicked on export to Google Cal. And then nothing exciting happens.
Go to your calendar.
So then I come here to my calendar, and do I need to refresh the page maybe?
I don't think so. It should automatically appear. When is that? What is the same email as that?
It's a good question. I'm not sure if I signed up. Maybe I need to change my Gmail. Ooh, look at that. Yes, it has all my events. Amazing. Edit. Oh yeah, it's here.
So that's the same email.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Oh, so maybe I have to authentication successful. I think I need to authenticate myself first, maybe. You think that might be it? Let's try here. Now, if I come here to the...
Do you have, or you don't have that?
Have what? So then I click on this. For some reason it refreshes, it scrolls to the top of the page when you do that, which is not nice. Then exports to Google Calendars and nothing happens. For some reason I have it on Wednesdays and Thursdays. I have I think this maybe is from Meetup. I don't know. I don't know. But for some reason tomorrow is Tuesday, right? So it should appear here and it's not appearing.
Let me see.
If I click on Tuesday, and nothing on Tuesday either.
So when I do that, it takes me to go to my calendar.
Ah.
Yeah.
So why isn't it taking me to my calendar?
Click on it.
Yep. Click on it. I'm clicking.
Go to website 1.
I'm on website one.
So the website one planning event. Yep, website one planning.
Website one.
Scroll.
Oh, nope. Here, Wednesday.
Okay, click on it.
Where to go? Ah, look at that. Weird.
So we need to.
Maybe the scrums, you can't do that?
We need to check. We need to see the difference between how the two are set.
Interesting.
It is weird. Our thousands of viewers are going to wonder.
Weird.
So that's
It seems like scrums have a different also as well. It would be nice if it'd be nice to have a feature that when you click on this and click on the Google calendars that it opens up in a different window, so you don't have to actually you can just close it when you're done instead of going back to the thing. So what happens if I try to do a scrum? Martin Fowler scrum. Yeah, that doesn't work for scrums.
So I guess you can do it once. You could go to your calendar and create an event then.
Yeah.
The
scrums I never forget about, so I feel like I probably don't need to do that because I have my alarm set every day for the scrums. So
okay.
But yeah, this seems to work for the other things that I'm forgetting. So although I think does it work for you when you try to add the scrums or no?
Nope, doesn't work.
Wonder if it works for mobs. So maybe that's an issue we could work on.
Yeah, mob should work.
Yeah. Okay. So what were we gonna do? We're gonna
So I asked if I should delete the DOS to Unix line.
I'm gonna send a message to Michael and find out about that. But in the meantime,
I could just leave it.
Yeah, just leave it for now.
So then I should do the second. Then the first one is working.
Which screen should the focus be?
My screen.
Okay. You want to share now?
So, oh, I'm not sharing. Oh my god. Oh my god. Why are you not sharing? Okay. So I ran we had started with this. Line 19 worked fine. Line 27 worked fine.
Yep.
It was already running. So this should be next.
Yep.
So that's working fine. Those Docker commands are tested. That's fine. I was to try out this.
Yeah. So that's going to take a long time.
Oh my god, should be seeing. Do you want to sing?
Do I want to sing? No, I'm okay. Thank you.
What can you do in the meantime?
So in the meantime, so that's one thing. Go back to the terminal. So that's one thing you can see there. Phantom.js is not installed. So it's installing it before it runs the test, which is cool because the test will still run, but that's something that we want to install. So maybe that's why we're asking people to, this is the only place that I know of that we are using NPM for anything. So we need to add that.
to make sure that Semba is also working.
Well, I mean, yeah, we actually, I mean, ultimately, I think like we were talking to Sigu, it would be nice to just do away with Phantom.js, but in the meantime, so that's another thing that you can put up as a ticket, maybe, Faith, is that we want to adapt website 1 and local support to use headless Chrome.
Local support.
Oh, and then in the meantime, I'll I guess, like, what's the best way for me to do this? Because I have some commands that you're going to add to the Docker file, but I guess I could copy them into the local support DevOps and tell you where to put them.
Okay, what's this? Silverton tracker. Is this the same? Oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you could go. You could go ahead and do that.
Okay.
I wanted to check this file. If it's here, then there's no need of doing that.
Yeah.
But it would be nice if it's in the channel. So you just go ahead and do that.
Yeah. So there's this.
So
And here, which you're going to add before the apt-get update.
Phantom.js to headless Chrome or Firefox. We haven't decided which one. Is it migrate?
Yeah, I think that sounds good.
And then
there's also, I guess, like, maybe that would what Sigu was suggesting is that maybe that would remove our reliance on Capybara WebKit, which is like he was saying that the new versions of Qt are not compatible with Capybara WebKit. So
the recent version is not compatible with what? Recent Qt.
recent versions of Qt.
Qt what?
Qt5.
Qt.
Is not compatible. Is not compatible with
Qt5.
So the recent version of Capybara.
No, I think it's the recent Q25 is not compatible with WebKit.
Are you typing that somewhere? I can't.
Yeah, we could hide our faces. You can see it.
How do I hide our faces?
There's a button next to where you need to mute or unmute yourself.
Oh, really?
That, yeah, you have that box. So just click on it.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Hallelujah.
Yeah, Matt, you like to say that. I've heard you comment so much about somebody to like scroll up. Because the faces are blocking.
Yeah, and you never told me. You just let me suffer on.
No, it's because in most cases you're like in the middle of talking so much.
Yeah.
I don't want to interrupt your thought process.
Is that just the person that's started the broadcast? Because I don't have anything to hide your faces.
You don't have? No, that should be anyone.
No, I just have the mute, the turn the camera off, the adjust bandwidth usage, and the settings, and the hang up.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
So you see this, the highlighted red part.
Ah, yeah, I don't have that on mine.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Is it a Windows problem?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Is this statement correct, or what do you think I should add?
I think so. I was trying to read a little bit more about what the deal is with WebKit, and because I hadn't realized that what Sig was telling us. So I don't know.
Is it then? Is there a need of writing this if you're not so sure?
I don't know.
I don't see the need of writing rumors.
No, that's true. I was just trying to have a look and see if I could find anything about it.
Okay. So the test of passing.
All the tests?
Yeah. I'd like to think so. Yeah.
So far. Oh, all the tests have passed. Wow, that was fast.
I know.
And what about RSpec? They ran RSpec first.
Wait, so do I need to run
You already ran RSpec. You just need to scroll up so you can see the results.
Oh.
Although depending if you have infinite scroll or not, maybe.
I think that I had the settings were there, but I removed it. If not, I'll just go and.
Yeah, you can run RSpec again.
But I thought it's possible that it failed and the end result is not showing me that it failed.
Yeah, like because Capybara, Cucumber, you can see the results, and those could all have passed, and some RSpec tests passed, but
So I don't know where it is.
Go back lines. There you go. Unlimited, yeah. But I'm not sure if I think you have to. You just have that from. So just you could delete the Cucumber because we don't want a Cucumber to run again.
Okay.
And now you need to install the thing again. Unfortunately.
Install what?
You have to install Phantom.js every time, but there's nothing you can do about that right now. But while that's running, maybe you can copy that line that I sent on.
So we've agreed I should get rid of these rumors. Well,
I think migrating to Phantom.js from Phantom.js to Headless Chrome is a good idea, no matter what the thing is with the. I don't know. I can't verify that that's true. But I wouldn't. Yeah, I don't know if Sigurd would say it if it weren't. But the point of moving on from Phantom.js has to do with the fact that it's not being maintained any longer. So
okay,
we probably shouldn't be using it if it's.
Just okay. What tag should I? Okay. Categories with multiple tests. Email events. I don't know how to. Legacy project intro refactor. Okay.
It's a driver. I don't know if that. I don't know if it has a tag.
Said I should go to Slack.
Mm-hmm.
And I need to do this, but I thought you had sent me this. Why did you ask me not to run it, to add it?
Oh yeah, I did, because I didn't think that we were going to need it. So
we need it because of Phantom.js.
we need it so that, yeah, so that we have access to npm.
Okay.
So yeah, put there.
So
And then what you'll do.
we have 0 failures.
Nice.
Right?
I'm not sure why there's 6 pending, but that's okay.
So you're saying I should do it?
So then you want to, I'm going to send another list of links. I guess I'll delete this last one. No, you shouldn't run it until you add all the stuff we need.
Okay, so copy package.json, local first. Okay.
Yeah.
So this should be done after what exactly?
So you're going to do that after you run bundle install?
So just before I go to local support, after line 14 or before line 14?
Before. The 14 is going to be the last line.
Yeah, because that's when I want to do this. So copy.
I guess that I'm not 100% sure about that last line.
This.
Yeah, the one that's linked around the scripts.
This line 17 or line 16?
I'm not looking, so I can't tell what you're looking at. But the one that says scripts, copy scripts. I think maybe that one we don't need.
Why?
To. Well, because on website 1 we actually have a folder called scripts, which we don't on hold on, what's the
but we have a setup for the cucumber.
Yeah, so I'm gonna edit that and delete this because we don't have a folder called scripts. So to copy
then I see there's a Phantom.js line in the setup inside the script folder.
Where are you? Oh, there we are. Yeah, so that's the script folder, but
because you have Phantom.js and you're talking about you don't want to install it every time. So is that part of, will this solve what you're looking?
So there's two. No, what's going to solve that is we're going to install it in the gem file. But so there's if you notice there's script and there's scripts underneath it. So
scripts, what are we running?
So that is what is
scripts
we're doing in. That's what we're doing in website 1 that we don't need to do in local support.
Sure.
I guess. Although I don't know if there's another way that it's handled. So that scripts file doesn't even exist. So we wouldn't want to copy that. So then now I'll send you the link for the to npm install. So npm install is going to run install all the dependencies, and then npm install -g Phantom.js pre-built is going to install that globally. Phantom.js globally.
npm install. You said the first part.
So npm install is going to install all the dependencies.
That's where should I run it?
It's there in the Slack. You need to run it in the.
No, where exactly in the Docker file?
After the copy, after you copy the package.json and package.json, but before you copy everything.
So I should copy.
So you know the package.
Does what?
So like so if you look at starting on line 11, we have the gem file and the gem file.lock. Those are going to be the Rails dependencies, right? Or the Ruby dependencies. And then you're going to run bundle install, which bundle is going to install the all the Ruby dependencies that your app needs. And then package.json and package lock.json is similar, but for for node modules, right? For all the node dependencies. So then npm install is gonna. I think you've done that before on projects, right? npm install or yarn install. So that's gonna install your dependencies. This unsafe perm, I'm not exactly sure what it does. If you want to Google it, and we can have a look together. I just know that it's necessary for it to all work.
I should have used.
They're probably not a good place because they're. I mean, maybe the answers would say, but. Zero, maybe without the two hyphens.
Really?
Yeah.
False.
So,
False if running as root. True otherwise.
yeah, so I think it's because you're running as root.
Okay.
Set to true to suppress the UID GID switching when running package scripts. If set explicitly to false, then installing as a non-root user will fail. So that's going to install the node dependencies, and then when you say npm install, and you can and then you pass in a certain. I think it stands for permissions. No, unsafe permissions.
Oh, okay. Unsafe permissions.
Yeah.
Okay. And then this installs from Torrent.js.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, then so we are copying what is this? Like what
The dot means everything.
No, that's fine. That where we are copying. Are we copying from the file we've created in the project or where? So we are copying it to where?
So you can see there, like we're copying the gem file that's going to be on your local, like the person's still going to need to clone the repo, right? On locally on their computer. And then the Docker file is going to look at that gem file and copy its contents to the local support gem file. So like the first argument is going to be the local file. And then the second argument is going to be where it's going to be copied to, which is going to be in the container that we're creating, and then that's going to be in the root. There's a directory called local support, and in that local support directory, we're going to copy the contents to whatever gem file.log, package.json, you know.
Okay. No, makes sense.
So, yeah, I mean, this might or might not work because if you look at the package.json for the for local support. So then you see there we have some scripts and we have some I don't know, that test and then the post install. So I'm not sure if we need to do anything else. Like that's going to npm run that requirements check, and it's going to tell us whether they have the right node version or not.
I could try change my node version to a lower version.
The thing is that changing your node version locally wouldn't do anything because it's not checking your local node version. Because the idea is that you don't have to have node installed at all. Because what it's checking is the node version that's being installed in the container, you know?
Okay.
So
for that.
I mean, we just let's run it, you know, let's rebuild, you know, Docker compose up build with the tag build, and then let's watch it build, and then maybe it'll just work, and maybe it'll fail out horribly, and we'll have something to go forward with.
Was it this?
Yeah, that's it. That's going to rebuild. So now that won't use all of the caching. Like,
Is this
I mean,
the dangerous command that
no.
you're warning people?
Dangerous command is the setup, but it's not so dangerous really. Like it's going to delete the data and the Postgres database, but the Postgres database is a development database, so you can delete all the data there if you want to. And you can start with new, completely drop the database and like the whole thing and recreate it, and it's not.
How comes? Okay, a person does not need to run this Docker build composer. The compose build up. Sorry, the last command I've just read.
Uh-huh.
A user does not need to run this, do they?
Sorry.
The command that's running now.
Yep.
A new user, somebody who is installing locally local support or who is installing using Docker does not need to run this, do they?
Well, you actually, I mean, they probably will, like if they know how to use Docker. But if you look at if you go to the script, like the setup script.
So the setup, this is what I have.
Yeah, it's basically like that. I mean, the difference is that this is building for the first time. So if you go to start, then the person will run Docker Compose up, like Docker Compose down, which will shut down the containers, and then Docker Compose up. The difference is that the reason we're using it is because if you do Docker Compose build, then it will build, but then it won't actually start the server. So you have to run it in 2 steps instead of running it in 1.
I'm confused. So what's the command you've just run? What command is this?
Docker Compose up.
Okay.
With the flag build. So what Docker Compose up build is, it means that we'll run Docker Compose build, and then following Docker Compose build, it will run Docker Compose up. So instead of running in 2 commands, you just run it in 1.
Okay, and when somebody is using the scripts, where is
they never use that because there's no really need for them to. Actually, I mean, that's, debatable. Depends if you want to rebuild. Like, if you make changes, for example, we had this conversation in like a 90 text conversation there at RFM, because anytime that there's changes made to the develop branch and you merge in those changes, then you need to run Docker Compose, run web, and then followed by bundle install, for example. And that's not something that we're telling people about at all. Like, so you can get errors where you try to start your server with the Docker Compose up that you're always used to using, or you try to say, this Docker starts.sh, and then you're getting errors in the terminal telling you need to run bundle install. And so you can do, at that point, you can rebuild, which is one way of doing it. But actually is a little bit, is a step that you don't need to take if you know how to use Docker Compose in the command line. So it would be good for us to put a note in there somewhere that after running after running git pull upstream develop, if there have been changes to the gem file or to the package .json file, then these are things that just like locally you need to run bundle install, or you need to run npm install.
So you've said we need to add a note.
Yeah, we need to add a note somewhere. I'm not sure where the best place is, but we need, yeah. I mean, the thing is that even if, no matter if you're using Docker or you're doing locally, you need to be in the habit of using the git pull upstream develop to keep your branches up to date, or
So
to keep your local.
Yeah, This is local support.
Yeah.
So we haven't told people yet.
Well, so yeah, because I mean, it's not really an installation thing. It's more of like the contributor, like contribution. If you look at the contributions, it'll say that, like contribution guidelines.
Okay.
It'll tell people to. So maybe in the Docker installation, maybe you don't need to repeat that, but you could say something like, remember, that it's a good habit to be running this command, git pull upstream develop, but that, people need to understand that the way it works is that Docker will keep track. The way we set up Docker, it will keep track of the changes that you make locally. So if you make changes like we did to the header, sorry.
I said to the title. Then you said
Exactly.
something.
Yeah. So it'll keep track of that, and that's a change that it knows how to deal with. But the same way that if locally, I'm sure you've done. I think that happened to you today, where you ran git pull upstream develop, and then you were like, oh, I need to run bundle install. So it's the same thing with Docker. Docker's not going to rerun bundle install for you. You need to tell it to run bundle install.
Okay.
So I guess the idea is that at the end of that readme, maybe just say like, please check out the contribution guidelines. One thing to note about using Docker is that after running git pull upstream develop, it's actually good after that bash command, actually, to be honest.
What bash
I mean,
command?
you don't have to do it for bash, but
what bash command?
At the bottom there. So I guess why don't you grab that Docker compose run web bash and throw it in your terminal and see what it does.
While this is still running.
Yeah, you need to use a different terminal, but a different window. Yeah. Yeah, not that window. Okay. Yeah. Actually, it's a good thing you stopped that, because that won't work if you that rebuild that we're doing won't work if you have the server running. Okay, so you see what that did?
Yeah.
So now from there you can run any command that you would normally run from your terminal, right? Except for that it's inside the container, So you can see there that it has a / local support.
So that's the local support container.
Yeah, that's the it's the local support directory that we created on the in the Docker file when we said run make directory local support, and we set that as the working directory.
Okay.
So now, like if you say ls, for example, you can check out what's inside of the local support. You can, yeah, exactly, right. So like you have that node modules, for example, you have your gem file, gemfile.lock, you have your Docker file. You should have, kind of everything there that and so then, so you can, from there, you can run bundle install, you can run, I think just exit. Yeah. So from there, you can run bundle install. You can run npm install, for example, or you can run the Docker compose run web bundle install.
So here, this makes sense. So when you make changes, oh my god.
No, it's not when you make changes. It's like something about like you can put with the title of contributing or something. And then you can say something like, please read the contribution guidelines.
So
And then
where is
at
that?
some point, yeah, there's a link to it somewhere. It's on the main README, I think.
So
Yeah, like that. To help with development, please see our contribution guidelines. You can just copy and paste, like, because there'll be a URL probably there or something. Yeah, perfect. And that will be replaced with.
okay.
Yeah.
Are we in the same folder? Coffee.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that will link to it or not. Yeah, I might have to modify it, I guess. I'm not sure.
I could say why is this? So this is outside. So they're in the same folder.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah, I'm not
about-
sure if you need to. Yeah, I mean,
So I think I'll have to. Do doc. Leave that relax.
yeah, I think maybe you don't need to even put anything, because yeah, it wouldn't be that.
But this is not where we want it. It's not linking to something.
So the installation is inside of the docs. So I think, yes, you need to do .. // .. Oh, with no X. Yeah.
Yeah. That's it, right? Please come. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. And then put something about, like, it's a good habit to stay up to date with just 1B.
Up to date.
Up to date, I think, has, like, has maybe hyphenated, like up -to -date, maybe. I'm not sure, or maybe it's just spaces.
Up to.
I think actually in this case, maybe it's just spaces. But anyways, I think it's, like, depends on how you use it. Like, if you use it as an adjective, or anyways, but it's a good habit to stay up to date with the develop branch. Yeah, I guess by running.
But I thought that's somewhere in the
Yeah, I mean,
guidelines.
the difficult thing is that I mean, maybe you don't need to put all that, even, because the thing is that if they run git pull upstream develop without having added it as a remote, then it won't work. So they really need to go to the contributing.md to understand what we're talking about, and maybe they won't. So I guess the relevant part to what we want to say with Docker is that, like, please remember after running git stream, git pull upstream develop.
Please remember.
I don't know if it's remember. Please note that after running git pull upstream develop. You or making changes to the gem file or package.json files. Oh, and Faith is gone. I think Faith's computer died because it was warning her, "You need to charge me."
Yeah, I noticed.
And then she just said, "No, I don't. I don't need to charge you. You're just making it up." Ah, man, I wonder. So I guess we don't know what happened with the build either, because her computer died probably.
So that you have to run again.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to run that again. I guess while she's doing that, if you don't have anything else you want to talk about, I'm gonna carry on with this. I'm trying to get this PR in for website 1.
Okay.
Where I had to make some changes to the GitHub languages job, because it was actually not ensuring uniqueness of languages. So it was adding more than one language to the database. And the idea is that we should only have one language.
Do we have sets in Ruby?
Do we have what?
Sets. You know what a set is?
No.
Like in maybe I should also share my screen. So be Python.
Maybe I should change this back.
You can see my screen.
Yeah.
So if say we have something like a tuple, which is one of the data structures. We have one.
Yeah.
We have 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4.
Hey, Faith, that was quick. Did your computer die?
Did I?
Did your computer die?
Yes, of course.
So we don't know the results of the So Mike was explaining something quickly. What were you saying, Mike? So this is a tuple.
Yeah, we have a tuple which has lots of things.
Yeah.
Like things are repeating over here.
Yeah.
But when I convert it to a set, picks just unique.
So there is a method called unique that you can call.
Okay.
But and yeah, I can show you in a minute. Maybe I was using that to populate the dropdown, for example.
Yeah.
But the idea is that we're creating new languages, so we can't. Yeah, like it's a little bit more challenging than that. But I can show you what I did.
Okay.
Did that seem like it? Can you show the output of the build?
It failed.
It failed. Oh, right. That's shitty. But npm not found is the reason why we added that curl command to download curl. So can you go to the top of the build and see if it actually installed, if it curl installed that no.
The top of the build.
Yeah.
But it failed at that.
Yeah, it failed because it's saying that it doesn't have npm, but so go to the top. Go to the top, go to the top, go to the top, go to the top. Go to the top, go to the top.
What should I be looking for?
Going.
Let me know when I should stop.
Yeah, it's at the very top. It's like one of the first commands. If you remember, we put it at even before we did the sudo apt get update. Like it's right after the image. Oh, so that's too far, I think, because that's the test. So back down a little bit. Back down. Oh. Somewhere in between where you were.
What's the name of what you're looking for?
What was that curl command? Like it was run curl, and then it's and grabbing the node, that there node source.
Run
Number 2.
But I have to run.
Oh, so that's probably why. So yeah, can you do docker up and with the tag build again?
Run not found.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why, I think. And maybe we could just watch it for a second to see if that seems like it works. I don't know. I guess it should.
It's working. Address.
Yeah, cool. Installing node source, cool. Apt-get cache. Okay. Yeah. So I guess we'll find out if that actually.
Okay.
If that will work. So yeah, what I was saying is like, so if you please note that after any git pull, downstream develop, and then maybe a comma, or making changes to the gem file or package.json. That's, I think, in lowercase because it's how it is, the file. You will need to run bundle install or npm install respectively, or yeah. Yeah. And a period. And then like you're gonna need to explain to the person that to run bundle install or npm install in using Docker, you need to use the so maybe it's a good place to note that any command in Docker.
Any?
I was saying note you can run any command with Docker Compose. Or yeah, you can say any command can be run, however you want to say it.
So I also need to find a way to tell them where they will need to run this.
I mean, yeah, they're going to be running all these commands from the terminal. So like it's the same as that Docker compose run web bash. We don't tell them specifically.
Okay, so I tell them.
So any command can be run with Docker compose.
Can be run with Docker compose
using, and then the actual code Docker compose run, and then instead of saying web bash, you're going to say service capitalized, and then command capitalized.
So using, I do what?
You would instead of web bash, you would say all capital letters, service space command. Yeah.
Okay.
What is that? What is a sh shell?
Okay. It's
Maybe it stands for shell.
The search on line 82.
82, yeah. Open preview.
Oh, imagine I've been looking for preview and I'm like, how come I can't see it?
So it doesn't seem like it makes any difference whether you say sh or not. It looks the same to me. So, and then you I don't know if so I don't know if you feel like it's necessary, but like the idea is that they would say like Docker compose run, and then the service is going to be web, and then the command is going to be bundle install. So you could say after that, you could say in this case, the service would be web and the command would be bundle install, or yeah, that might make it clearer. I'm not sure. Like,
Excuse me.
uh-huh.
I'm trying to find a way to write it.
Yeah.
Maybe
This case, comma, service.
command is what?
Command is like either bundle install or npm install. And then I don't know, like how you would want to. I mean, I think it's like a good idea for people if they're going to be using the Docker instance for them to head over and look at the Docker compose.yaml, and then they can see like that there's in the Docker compose.yaml there's actually a you know, something that says services, and under the services there's like the names of services like DB and web. But
should I take a screenshot or copy that the whole file and paste it somewhere?
yeah, I mean, potentially, I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, because
I
that
don't.
would be easy. Command find. What file am I looking for?
Docker compose.yaml. No.
Compose. Copy. This is fine, right? Oh, look at everything. Do I need this? Maybe I don't. In this case, should I use a capital?
Hold on. Can we run there?
Oh, that's not needed.
I mean, that might be too. I don't know. I mean, that might be too much. I was just like suggesting, like making a note saying, like, please check out the Docker compose.yaml to see which services. I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure. Like when because yeah. So we have used you've used today. You've used Docker compose run. Was it run web DB create you used? Yeah, it was. So we haven't used the DB service. The only service that we've used is web. But so I don't know if it's even necessary to put a note there. But I just think that like it would be nice if people tried to understand why things are the way they are instead of just like, oh, I can run, I need to run this Docker compose run web, and then some people never ask the question like, what is web? And then like if you look at the Docker compose file, you can see that web is a service. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to dictate what I'm, just what I think is the correct way of doing it. I just like when we were talking with Robert, we like he was passing it like this, like Docker compose run service command, because hopefully a person can actually learn that they can run different commands that are not explicitly spelled out. Like, and until this point in the README, we've been telling people like run this command, run this command, run this command, instead of
Docker compose.
Yeah, or with a hyphen instead of a underscore. Yeah, so I like that. You can, but instead of saying from the Docker compose.yaml, you could say something like as you can see from, or something like that.
So the command is not being informed by the Docker compose.yml file, right?
No.
So should I start with this?
Yeah, maybe. Because I still like that in this case, because depends on the case, Yeah. Yeah, and then maybe services web. Yeah, cool. That's nice. Yeah, maybe just create those like that. I'm just wondering if there's a way we could make it a little bit shorter by yeah, that's weird that those don't have space.
You see?
Yeah, it's weird that they don't have space on like after either. And but what I was saying before that was that
It's short.
yeah. What I was saying is that we instead of saying bundle install and npm install twice, maybe there's a way at the end that we could put the docker compose run service command before, like if you go up, because I can't see all of that. Yeah. Please note that after running git you'll need to run bundle install and npm install respectively. And maybe like after respectively, you could put which can be done from your bash session above.
Bash session above.
Yeah,
above?
because above is the Docker Compose run web bash. Yeah.
So is there a way I could see? There's a way I can link a page. There's a way I can link a README to a specific index. Do you know how to do that?
No.
But you understand what I'm talking about.
Yes, so that if the person like clicks on it, it'll auto like scroll to the section that the person is interested in.
I don't know how to Google it.
Well, that's called isn't that called like Anchor? Something Anchor.
So to create an anchor to a heading in GitHub private markdown, add characters between each word in the heading. Anchors in Markdown.
Oh, did you figure it out?
Not really. Nope.
That's in the wrong place though, right? Because you want that where the above, right?
Yes.
So you put it on the
Backfired. You found it. Oh, you're not even looking at it.
No, I'm not even looking. I'm not even looking, Faith.
Oh my god.
PR.
Okay. Installation gate. I think. I don't know what I'm not doing right. It's barely working. Ooh. Take me where I go. I will
Seems like you need to have an ID or something, but
go to this.
although I'm not sure, like if it's not clear, because you just indicated you were reading about starting a bash session in using Docker Compose, run web, and then you referenced the bash session above. So I think it probably is not unclear, but so that, yeah, so that's failing, right?
What? Yeah.
So I guess like
What have you written on the file, Faith?
On that?
no, it's not about what she's written on the file. It's about the fact that in Docker everything is being run as a super user, and that error is talking about how that she's trying to run Bower as a super user, and if you're having permission issues using Bower without sudo, blah blah. So you can, however, run a command with sudo using allow root option. So maybe this post install script we need to run before we run npm. I'm not sure.
You can do that in log file package. You want us to run this before we run npm?
I mean, it's just an idea, but let me think for a second. So the deal is that we have this post install is where it's failing, which I mean, I thought that was the whole reason why we were running with unsafe permissions. But you do have that, right? npm install unsafe PRM. Faith, can you go to the code so we can see what you have in the file?
Sorry, what line?
Docker file. Yeah, so this is what I understood that unsafe permissions was doing is so that doesn't need to, like, because everything is run as a root user, and like the post install cannot be run. The post install script cannot be run as a super user. So that's what I understood this unsafe permissions did. But yeah, maybe go back to the error message. I wonder if we need this Bower or not.
We do. I think it's even in the repo.
Yeah.
Can we just run it without? Let's see.
What is it? What is the advice? It tells us you can, however, run a command with sudo using allow root option. But the thing is that would involve changing the post install script, which we wouldn't want to do for people that are doing things locally.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
So, so I'm gonna see if I can find anything about. So that's what, installing Bower.
Yeah, Docker.
Docker. Yeah. Let's run Bower install inside a Docker file. Run Bower install. Command not found. It looks like Docker installed Bower. Okay, so this person's facing the exact same issue, so either run it as a normal user or add the unsafe perm option. So we have done that.
There's a place.
Yep.
Somebody is saying we just do. So you see this guy suggesting that we can remove. Oh no.
Yeah. So like the way we did, if on website 1, for example, there is a post install script as well in the package.json.
But do you want to change the package.json?
No, that's not what I'm suggesting. I'm just I'm saying that there is a post install script in the package.json as well, and but that's probably not so relevant because there's probably not any permission issues with running that. But like we actually run that in the Docker file. We do like we run this script. Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure. We could try installing, doing npm install -g Bower and then run the npm install afterwards, maybe.
Yeah, because
That way it's already installed, and maybe it won't have an issue with that. Like, but I'm not sure. I mean, that's just a guess, and that might not work. Because installing.
should I allow root as well?
I think allow root is not inside the Docker file, but out when you're running the Bower install inside the Docker file. So, this can be circumvented by adding a .bower RC file to your project root with the allow root true. I think that's safer. I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, it's on a branch anyway, so either way we do it, it's like we can go for it, but
What is wrong?
what's up?
No, is not found.
Instead of doing that, what do you think about creating this .bower RC file and adding allow root true?
Yeah. First install.
Yeah, I guess what I was saying about Bower is like there is I've heard of this before, saying that we should move away from Bower anyways. So Bower is deprecated, I guess.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
So what should I do? You said I added dot bar. Oh.
Yeah, I don't know if that will help because I don't know if Docker's going to see that. But there's this person suggested to add a .bower RC file to the root of your project, and then inside the .bower RC you add this opening and closing curly braces, and inside you have the allow root true.
Copy. What's the thing?
So you add a file to the root of the root of the project. .bower RC. There you go. Oh, so it's already there. So then you put in there.
Just done something here. Or if it exists, nothing should happen.
Probably not. Or maybe you have two now.
Oh, it's actually the same. So I think it was there.
Maybe. I mean, you can check.
What's
so it's just the same as. Yeah, it's just the same as the if you go back to the there. So you're gonna need it in quotation marks, and it's allow root. Allow underscore root.
Good.
True.
And I should remove this other file.
Yeah, remove the Bower install.
Oh my god. Oh.
You're just making lots of Bower RC files.
But I don't think it's going to. It looks like
It looks like it has.
Yeah, if it's there.
And what did it say? So maybe add this tag to the post install instead.
Your voice is fading.
I said add it to the delete it from there and add it to the post install script.
The package, JSON.
Yes.
So it means people are going to what?
No, you need it after the Bower install, not in between Bower and install. Maybe.
What?
Maybe this is another issue that we can bring up and add an issue maybe or like research a little bit about moving away from Bower in the first place.
Okay, so
No Bower.json present. So you need to copy the Bower before you run that command. You need to copy Bower.json into the local support slash.
wait. So the thing that no, the JSON present.
So you need to copy that file into the local support before you run that command.
I copied this file.
No, the Bower.json file.
Okay, in the Docker file.
Yes.
Okay.
So after line 15, you want to say, copy Bower.json and then space / local support Bower/Bower.json. And run it again.
So
that allow root seems to have worked because we're getting a different error.
yeah, and then you were able to figure that out because you have ran because if you went, the error message has guided you, or how did you know that you need to do this before? Is it because of the error message?
Yeah, it was because of a combination of things. It was because I noticed that you do have a Bower.json in the root file. And so if you have a Bower.json there, it means that it's just not seeing the Bower.json. And also in combination with the fact that before we run bundle install and before we run npm install, we are copying over the gem file, gemfile.lock, and package.json and package lock.
Okay.
So it makes sense that we would need to copy over the Bower.json. Okay, so it's throwing an error saying what?
The version.
Yeah, right. So it says it's throwing an error, but it's not telling us what the error is about, right? So it looks like it got to the node check version.js.
Yeah.
So can you go back to the can you go back to the Docker file?
What? Docker file.
Yeah. And on I guess before npm install, after bower.json before npm install, can you add a line and say run and then space node -v space -v. Yeah. And run it.
Oh, so why run that?
Because I don't know. I think that maybe the Node version is not a latest version. Oh, it is 8.11.4. So okay. So that means that the Node version is meeting the requirements of that check version.js. So can you go to that check version.js? Yeah, cool. There you are. So do we have engines installed?
No, Semba.
So we need to install that.
Okay.
So do you remember how we installed that in the project? Or
Semba. No. Are you talking? Have you said Semba or have you said engines?
engines? Because engines is something we need to install, no?
Okay.
I think.
So I can't. And why do you even have an error here? Table. You've said I go to. I can't remember. I can't remember how it was installed. Was it NP?
So I guess if I come here, yeah, I'm not sure if it is something you install, because if I come on my command line and I ask engines version, it's not something that I can actually ask what version of engines I have. So,
Engines. What? If I Google engine, I see car engines. Okay.
I can hear Joseph, right?
Yeah. Jason. Actually, Jason. Joseph. Matt and Mike are saying hi. They can hear your voice. Huh? They're saying they can hear your voice. Yeah. This unasikia. Really? He's in denial. He's saying it's not possible.
Maybe you set him up.
Have you found?
no.
Not. I had to npm install, but Semba. That's the only thing I did. And
the other thing you can do, like maybe, is.
Or should I run the? Should I run Docker?
So engines is there, right?
Yeah.
So And the node version we know is meeting the requirements. So something's happening in that JavaScript file, and there is a stack trace or a log that you can check. So maybe you could copy that log and go and have a look at what the full log can be found. The only thing is that you don't have access to that outside of your Docker container. So you might have to go inside of the bash terminal in Docker, like running that command docker compose run web bash, and try to see if you can read that file.
No such file. So how do I read it?
I'm not sure. Is if you does that work? No. So I'm not sure how to read those files, those log files in Docker. That would be interesting to find out, because it's not the first time we. Oh, the other thing is like what exactly do we have?
Should I return the version? I just removed it. The node.
No, I don't think you need that anymore, because we know that the version is meeting the requirements. So it's not. Is it actually failing on that? Is it actually failing on the check version.js, or is it failing on the npm run requirements check?
Throw error.
It's not throwing the.
It's cannot find module local support check version. So it's not able to find the check version.js.
Oh, so we need to copy that.
Yeah, I didn't know this. We didn't read this.
Yeah, so we need to copy that as well, like the same way we did the Bower. We need to copy that. So you have, in the, so copy that. But yeah, that's where you're going to copy it to, but you want to copy the actual check version.js, space, and then run it again.
It's working.
Oh, that was.
Don't sound happy. You sound stressed up.
Got past the. Woo! See, we thought we were done with the Docker file, and then it just keeps going and keeps going and keeps going.
So your theory has been proven right.
Yes, it's
You
working.
You knew it was going to be easy at the same time, not that easy.
Yeah, that's the thing, is you're always running different setup stuff, like gotchas, and also we won't be done here because we still haven't factored in the fact that a lot of the majority of the people using this will be using Windows, and so we need to actually adapt all of these commands to be able to work for people using Windows. So it's my guess that we'll have to do some, I don't know. I mean, let's see. But yeah, can you go to the localhost 3000?
$10 for me to go there.
$10
American
second?
Per second. No.
Per second.
Zimbabwe.
Nossa. Hey! Woo! Amazing.
Yeah, I know, right?
And can you rerun the tests and make sure that they run properly and that it doesn't actually need to install Phantom JS and all that kind of good stuff? And
should I
mean, at some
stop it? Okay.
At some point, we probably should be pushing up the changes instead of pushing. I guess it doesn't matter now. Instead of pushing them all at the same time.
We should have thought about that.
I don't know how Sam will feel about us adding that allow root, but I think it's okay. Like you probably shouldn't be installing Bower using root, but I don't think people will be doing that.
Is there another project to Dockerise? I feel like I need two more, 3 more of this.
Yeah, that's what Mike was asking about that. Is that not working? Oh, it is working. Okay. I'm not sure. I mean, we can have a look. You know, RFM's already Dockerized, and I'm not sure what else there would be to Dockerize, but potentially, yeah, why not? I think we should Dockerize every project for.
We should go into everyone's channel and ask them.
Yeah, I mean, we should just Dockerize things that people don't even want us to Dockerize, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, there's SHF, maybe. I don't know if they already have that, if that's already Dockerized. Let's see. Let's go to our what we sent the new members. Local support we've done. So I guess one of us needs to get in contact with SHF and ask them. Wiki I do dashboard as well. Met Plus. Yeah, not sure what else other than that. Also, we could we could, like I suggested to Mike.
I think we can do Met Plus. Met Plus is for Java.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, that you did Java.
Hello.
Yep.
Hello.
Yep.
Docker.
Can you hear me now?
No. Yes. No. Yes. No.
Yes. No. Yes. No. Yes.
No.
Yes,
No. Okay. So I think we could ask Met Plus. We could ask Joe if he wants us to Dockerize Met Plus.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Do you want to handle talking to him about that?
Okay, I think I'll do that.
There's an army of Dockerizers.
Yes.
We are the Docker animals. Okay.
We want experience Dockerizing stuff.
Need to feed on that Docker.
What's the other thing?
Docker.
Okay. So I guess that's okay.
Mom, say yes.
What's that?
Say
So what is it's my commit message on this one. What did I do? I
made them unique.
Validations. Add language validations with tests to ensure uniqueness of languages to database. Okay, and then gonna push up this code and hopefully everything passes. Version 2538. Pushed. So how are we doing over here? I'll be back.
Who is that? Who is that?
Yeah, she's also dockerizing her father.
Get close. And that.
Sema mat. Madoka. Doka. Pupa.
Sasa, Lida, Sasa.
So, Matt,
Yes.
you've been called. Somebody has been calling
Calling me?
you. Yeah.
Why?
Sema mat.
Sasa, Sasa.
But the features, the hashes. Is there a way
Yes.
we could ask Docker to do that for us, or we have to do it ourselves?
That's done locally.
Okay. So he
So
can.
like anytime you're gonna push your code, you're gonna need to do that. Yeah, I mean that is something that we're talking about working on, but
14 files. So
Yeah, how do you comment on that?
also like the other thing you might consider, I mean, just an idea, is breaking up, putting some like if you look at the Dockerfile 4 update 1, there's some like it's broken up a little bit based on like, you don't have all of them on, right next to each other. You have like a couple commands and then a space and then another couple commands and then a space and then another couple.
where what are you reading?
Can you see what I'm looking at?
Okay.
You see how there's some spaces, so it's not all like just, I don't know.
Okay, that makes sense. I could do that.
So like you can logically like what things are connected to each other and keep those connected. Like maybe on line 6 you can add a space, and then on line 9 add another one, or now line 10 maybe,
This is
and then line 12 add another one, then line 16 add another one, or now it would be line 17, yeah, and then on line 21 add another one or something. I'm not sure. Like, I guess all that stuff is kind of connected, but yeah, like, because
is that fine?
yeah, I mean, I guess line 18, 19 is connected to running npm install as well. But I was thinking, so not have a space there, have a space on line 22. You copy all the stuff and then you run the command. Yeah, something like that. That's probably better. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I was thinking of, why is my events? Oh, my event is
Actually, what I wanted to know why database.yaml is that's supposed to be in the. That's yeah. Yeah, you made changes to it, but it's supposed to be in the git ignore, no?
I thought it's in the git ignore.
Yeah, we looked earlier, remember? And it was config slash
Command find. Command p. What?
config slash database.yaml. Yeah, there on line 40. So that should be git ignored. But it's showing up on your git status.
Yeah, I think it always shows up because I've changed.
Yeah, but if it's git ignored, then it shouldn't be showing up. But anyways,
Wow, I don't know then.
because I mean that's the whole purpose of us making a database.yaml.sample is that it shouldn't be it. You might have to do like a I mean, I don't know. I don't know if you. I don't know. I'm not so worried about it. I'm not sure who added that to the git ignore. Can you say git diff and ask what the
But
difference is?
it's always added to the git ignore. I mean,
Just
let me just confirm I'm not lying to you. Command find data.
it's not always added because not everyone not everyone. It's not a common practice to. I mean, I don't know how common it is, but it's yeah. Um, it's I've definitely worked on projects where it is yeah, so it's showing the changes we made, which I mean, I think we improved it a lot, but I'm just wondering why it's in the git ignore at all. It's not. It's in the git ignore, but it's not the way it's in there. It doesn't seem to be working properly. But yeah, I guess I don't know. Not
So
something to be too.
what should we do?
Sorry.
What should I do?
I mean, you can try to debug why the what's wrong with the git ignore the way it's I know that there is a command that you can run like if you've been tracking your I think if you've been tracking the config dot whatever file and then you add it to the git ignore, then you need to run a command to like that's like git reset or git remove, something like that, and that will remove it from being tracked by git. So maybe that's something that they haven't done.
But it's not always a must, is it? To run this command.
All right.
It's not always a must to run.
It's this here, git remove with hyphen cached and then the file.
That does
And
what?
then you can so let's see. I recently inherited a project from a beginner developer. After inheriting the project, I realized that while the developer was using Git to source control the project, the developer had completely forgot to add a git ignore. This meant that I now needed to add a git ignore file as well as remove files from Git that were tracked that shouldn't have been tracked. I mean, in this case, it's not that they shouldn't have been tracked. Can you ask a git blame and find out who added that config.database config slash database.yaml to the git ignore?
After asking, we go ask that person. But I don't think I need to install something.
You don't have on VS Code?
I have.
GBL, man, GBL.
Config.
No, the configs without a dot, but I'm not sure how GitLane works because I don't have GitLane. I'm not sure if you can just.
I've never done this, but why not? So, George Shavaro, Mariam.
It looks like he's the one that added the database.yaml.
Yeah.
Although I'm not sure that doesn't really make.
That's in 2013.
I mean, I don't know. I guess the problem is that like for people like Mike Ono, for example, who has just gotten set up on local support, he was able to actually use the project following the installation instruction. Like I don't know. I'm sorry. Like so I think this is a different ticket though. The fact that it's still being tracked is not really anything to do with Docker. So I guess you can push up the changes because what we've changed to the database.yaml has not done anything but improve it, and I think will be able to be merged in. And then as a separate issue that we can work on in another day, as part of the ticket that you just put up there, we can actually we can actually remove the database.yaml from the cache. We can remove the cache so that it actually is get ignored properly, and then we can update the README to give instructions on for people on actually copying over the database.yaml.
Okay.
The database.yaml.sample.
Should I commit them all at once or should I separate them? Is there value in separating them now?
I don't know.
What do you think?
I mean, if you think that there's a logical way that you can separate them, but I mean, maybe you could separate README. We did do it in several different chunks, but I don't think you can separate them in different chunks. Like really, I mean, because like we created the Docker file and the Docker compose.yaml in the first meet session. In the second session, we got we improved the Docker compose, but like you can't separate them now, you know, like had we committed after each session maybe, but I don't think it really matters.
We will remember that when you Dockerise in that class.
Yeah.
Dockerise. Yep. Do I have to upstream?
Vinci. Saiu hoje? Ah, caralho. Sorry? They just sent after I sent an email. I'm sure. Huh? É. Ah, o dicionário em Florianópolis.
E eu vi o correio aqui 2 vezes.
Ah, pois é.
Eu tive pra poder merecer.
Será?
Eu tava ali no Júlia e a Júlia falou pra ele subir. Ele, eu subo. Só que eu não sei se ele falasse mete, ela ia mandar pra casa, né? Não ia mandar lá pra cima pra merecer.
Sei lá. Yes, pull request.
What description do you want to add?
So sorry. I don't think I said it earlier, but I don't think I didn't remind you for sure. You need to probably do a git commit amend, because you need to change the commit message to include at the end the square brackets with the issue number.
Okay, yeah, you said that before.
So just GC with the tag amend.
So you said I need to add the number.
Yeah, it's on your branch as well. So if you just copy it from the branch, yeah, it's right there.
But I'll have to force push.
No, I don't know. Probably not.
I'll have to if I'm amending.
Yeah, maybe. Even if you just change the commit name.
Yeah.
So you git commit and then the minus.
Do I want to force push? Yet you're going to do all this collaboratively. I thought it should affect something.
No, I mean the deal is about force pushing is you need to ask yourself the question if you think anyone has pulled down the changes that you made and has started working on changing it. So you should definitely be careful when you do that. But if it's something like you just did that right now, and it's probably really likely that nobody's pulled it down since you.
Maybe Mike.
Yeah, maybe Mike, but we're not so worried about Mike.
No, I didn't.
Okay, cool. You're not that fast. So let me see local support. I don't remember if you need to put I think you just need to put finishes, like square bracket finishes number and the commit number, I believe. And that's just on your last commit, but since this is hopefully going to be the last commit, then yeah, finishes number and the commit number.
So
At the end of not at the beginning, the end.
Finishes. So the number is at the end as well.
No, you need to just at the end, not at the beginning.
I remove the number here.
Yeah. You have Dockerise is the app, and then you have space square brackets, and then finishes number, and then the commit number.
That's all.
Yeah. So that's what that'll do is that'll close the pivotal tracker ticket when the pull request is merged in.
Okay. So the space should be there. I've done the spacing correctly.
Yeah, this is something I've wanted to change. There's on this README, there's two C's for place. But anyways. Sorry?
So that's fine.
Yeah. Did you force push? No.
Not yet. No.
Yeah, you're right. You do. Even if you change something as trivial as the commit name. Then yeah, if you go back, and I think you'll have to do a new pull request. No, yeah. Create pull request. Woo!
Do I need what comment should I add?
Maybe nothing. I don't know. Oh, sorry. I think in the pull request, maybe you need to. No, I guess you wouldn't need to in the pull request. Please also place a hyperlink. Please also place a hyperlink to the relevant pivotal tracker ticket in the pull request description so that anyone reviewing the ticket can click straight through to the tracker ticket. But that maybe you can put in a comment. I'm not sure. Because it doesn't sound like
not a comment. It's fine. It makes sense to be added to the pivotal track to the description.
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely.
Where is it? Are you in the pivotal tracker?
I am.
No,
Would
not
you like?
you. Not you.
Fine,
No.
whatever. Whatever. Like in the pull request it's already showed up here, and it's going through and running all the tests, and I can click on that, and we don't have any code smells so far. Okay, while I'm doing that, I need to look at my pull request that I hopefully will get pulled in merged in someday.
Yeah.
Right? It looks like it passed. There's 28 comments already on the pull request.
28 comments.
28, man. 11 commits. Hey, it's passing the build. Woohoo! Now I need to respond to Sam's last comments. And Sam is he told me he's rock climbing, so he's not going to be responding right away to pull requests until after Wednesday, I think. So don't get your hopes up on getting this pushed in.
Where is he? Australia?
Japan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Japan.
Yeah, his time sounded weird. It sounded so east.
Yeah, I guess he's closer to your time, I guess, because you're 6 hours ahead of me and he's 12 hours ahead of me, so he'd be 6 hours ahead of you, I guess.
Yeah.
Or behind, I'm not sure. Is it already Monday or is it already Tuesday in?
It's almost Tuesday.
Yeah. Wow, for you guys, yeah. Is it, and in Japan it's already Tuesday, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's already Tuesday there. So yeah, ahead of me.
In the background.
Oh, it failed the build. Did it fail the build because you stopped it?
Who?
Oh shit. It failed the build because you changed the Ruby version to 2.5.1.
Okay. We are going to fix that.
So how would we I think we need to do we have local support? Does it have a Ruby version? Yeah, I think so. Oh no, that's a Ruby version sample. That's in 1.9.3. So that wouldn't be it. So why is that something we need to set up on Travis somehow?
Was it 2.5.0? Yeah, because now Travis expects it's here, line 6.
Oh, where?
On the code. I have not changed it.
Good job, Faith. So are you gonna force push that?
Yeah. I'm going to amend the commit first.
Mike, don't pull down yet. You guys are so silly.
It has been recorded.
Yeah. How long has this recording been going? Are we 2 hours again or no? Not yet, huh?
Almost. Yeah, 2 hours. Over 2 hours.
Oh, over 2 hours. Okay. Good times. Good times.
Did you install worker time, rescue time?
Did I install what?
Rescue time.
I still didn't understand what you're saying. Sorry.
Rescue time. You are to install rescue time.
Rescue time.
Yeah.
What is rescue time? No, I don't have this. No. Oh yeah, that's right. Look at this rescue time. It shows that. Can you show again, Faith?
Atafi.
Shows
Atafi.
Faith coding for 10 and a half hours today.
Atafi. Oh, you want to see? Okay.
Yeah. Look at that. 10 hours and 28 minutes logged so far today. Software development, reference and learning, communication and scheduling. So you haven't been looking at your Facebook very much today at all?
I haven't at all.
At all?
At all.
What's that?
How does it?
6
Okay.
hours. Sorry?
What does it do? What does rescue time do?
It tells you how many. What do you call this? It
What
tracks.
site-
It tracks
It's a
the time that you've been on your machine and doing what.
on my machine.
Yeah, and doing what.
Yeah.
Like these are the places I've visited. It's like rural site. Docks.
Wow.
So
So
I
like
do notice that
let me show you.
yesterday you're only active for 6 hours, huh?
Studying 4 hours actually. Because I started just before the call. So you see here.
And it was a Sunday, you know.
Yeah, this was on Saturday. And
Saturday watching lots of.
so if you went to YouTube, you get that.
But if you go to YouTube, you could be going to YouTube for to start like the YouTube live event.
Or even watching tutorials.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
but just
like that.
that's why I'm mostly focusing on like this, the total. For as long as I know what I was doing.
Yeah. I guess you know whether you're actually playing around or not.
Is there a better way of describing the task? This is the best I could come up with.
How should I manage that? Father, read me instructions. Great.
Or maybe I should probably go to that particular 5. Dockerise, where are you? Is it still passing? Why is Dockerise not here?
Is it still not passing?
Trying to go to that branch. And this is not the first time that how do you go to that branch? What?
Sorry.
I've forgotten
Right.
now. How come I can't access that branch?
I think maybe you just need to go to pull requests. Why? What are you looking for?
I thought I should be able to search it.
So you can click on that X, that red X, or you can click on the pull request and then go to the commits, and then the and I'm not sure why you can't. I think the reason why you can't is because it's from your repo and you're just putting in a PR from your fork repo. But yeah, I've noticed that before. It's kind of annoying. I feel like you should be able to to change to that. So
I wanted to check.
yeah, I think go back and click on the red X. Or you can just if you have Travis, you can just go to Travis and then you can see it. But
I wanted to link somebody to this.
oh yeah.
Like instead of, I wanted to be like nicer.
Mm-hmm.
And here in the conversation, I ask you to.
Yeah. Follow the README instructions. You can like put that as a link.
Yeah.
And then preview that and see. Yeah, nice. Beautiful. And then why is it if you click on the red and see why it's failing?
Okay. Wait a minute.
Yep. It's okay. I'm actually
Not
commenting. Yeah.
It was supposed to be 2.5.1.
Yes.
Okay.
So you changed that in the Travis file?
And I didn't add it.
Oh. Force push. You changed the RVM version instead of the Ruby version?
I need
That happened?
thing is I didn't push it. I pushed nothing.
Ah, yeah. That happens.
Pass. I tried this, but it wasn't working. Description. Oh. Tomorrow is a public holiday.
What's that?
I'm saying tomorrow is a public holiday.
Comedy what?
Tomorrow is a public holiday.
Ah. That's kind of ugly. Let me just space this out better. Like that. La 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 la. Ah, you know what? I can. Nice. I still need to fix some things on this
You're
pull
still around.
request.
You're still around.
Hey, yeah, I'm still here. And you?
No, I'm not. Huh?
You're
Yeah.
not around anymore?
I'm waiting
Left?
to complete that code cutter.
While we're waiting for that to complete, I was thinking I could show you something cool that I learned in
Okay.
about this when I was doing this. I created a GitHub job or to
Sorry?
pull in
Repeat.
all the GitHub languages for the projects from GitHub. You know,
Okay.
so like when you come here to a GitHub repo, you can click on this little bar here, and it'll tell you the percentage. Like so, RFM uses 45% Ruby, 27% JavaScript, and so on. So this information is available to us by a GitHub API.
Okay.
And website one uses a program. I'm not sure. Not program uses a gem called OctoKit, and OctoKit you can create like a new client and pass in your credentials. So you have your credentials here, and then what you can do is like this is a rake task that's being called by Heroku. So you require OctoKit here, and then you create a module, which is GitHub job, and extend self, and you have the client, and then you have a method called run, and inside this method called run, you have you take the project model and you call the class method with GitHub URL, which we could have a look at, and then you go through each of them, and for each project, you have that's what the P stands for as project. Then you have this block of code that starts with begin and ends with end. And then I have a local variable, which I assign this client is from this client up here, .languages. So this languages is a method from OctoKit that you pass in the GitHub. Actually, this is kind of weird, but because normally the repo name is what goes after the / and the username is what goes before the /. So that's something maybe that we need to create as an issue on the website one to change how I think this might come from this with GitHub URL method and what it returns. But anyways, you pass in the username and then in the repo, and it will communicate with the API. And I've saved that to a local variable, and then that comes back as a JSON. So I've converted it to a hash and grabbed all the because I just care about the language names. So then I have that as language names. And then what I've done is I've grabbed the existing languages from the project. So, project languages.collect the names. And then if you call .collect on that to symbol, then it'll convert all the names to symbols instead of being strings. And then I have taken in local variable incoming languages, which is something cool I learned as well, is that you can take an array and you can two arrays, and you can actually put a minus between the two arrays, and that will give you what is the difference between the two, which is really cool. I didn't know you could use mathematical, you know, like operations on on two arrays. But that's really awesome. And then I've gone through each language that's incoming and given it a local variable language. And then I've set I've looked for that that language like from the model, from the database. So I'm going to find it or create it by its name. So if it finds it, then it'll give me the unique to language database, the object. And if it's not, then it'll create it, create the object or create the language, and then assign the object to the unique to language database. And then I've actually, so the thing I learned today is that I can actually, so this p.languages is because this languages is a join table. So if I come to like the schema, for example, I have here, languages, languages projects. So this is a join table that says like that has the project ID and the language ID, and so like this, the language belongs to the project, and the project belongs to the language, you know. And yeah, then what do I do? So I have this p.languages. So this is like the has many has and belongs to many relationship that I've set up in my for example in my model here. So if you come here, has and belongs to many languages. In the language model as well, I have has and belongs to many projects. But so that means that I can do things like project.languages, or I can do in this case p.languages, and that will list out all the languages that that project uses. And also I can do languages.project, and that will tell me all the projects that use a specific language. That's really cool. And then, but what I learned is that I can actually append to the project languages. So this join table, I can append this this object, which I didn't realize that I could do. Like I've used append for like strings, and I've used append for arrays and things like that. But the fact that you can actually append to a database table is really powerful. Yeah, and then this iteration, and then it rescues if there's an error, and prints adds to the log this error message with the GitHub URL of the project that it didn't work. Yeah, really cool.
Nice.
Yeah, like originally what I was doing was I was actually building the language, you know, or like creating the project languages, you know. But then that was causing a problem with duplicate languages being created. Like I'm creating a language here, or I'm finding a language that already exists, and then I was actually creating another language that's so that I could add it to the project's languages, you know, so that a person can search for a project based on the language that it uses. And then that was causing duplicates, you know, because even though I'm putting it in this join table, it's still part of the language.all, you know. So yeah, that was the problem. And yeah, got it working. Woo-hoo!
Nice. And our bill is passing.
It's passing. Nice.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yes.
Woo! Go team.
I know.
Really good job. It was
Yeah,
a nice little project for us.
yeah. Too many more of this kind.
Yes. Mike is gonna has already said he'll check with João to see about Met Plus, which will have its own challenges because that uses Java as well. So I'm not sure if we start, maybe we start with the Dockerizing the Rails part of it.
Yeah, we could start with that. And then I think Mike has some Java experience. So.
Yep. Cool. Well, I'm gonna take a break and then keep at it. I haven't got 10.5 hours yet.
I'm going to sleep.
Yeah, I imagine. Cool.
Yeah, that tomorrow is a holiday, so.
All right. Well, thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate it. Hey, Lira, Sasa, Lira, Sasa, Sasa, Lira, Sasa, Sasa, Lira, Sasa.
So don't shout too much.
Sasa, 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 Lira.
Okay.
Okay. See you soon.
Bye.
I'll see you tomorrow, I'm sure.
Yeah. Bye.